McDonald's! Finally, a lost media topic worth eating, right? Terrible intro. The McRib is back, so I thought today we could go ahead and explore the wacky world of McDonald's lost media, especially since it had a lot of really strange media over the years. Some lost that have been found, some that are still lost, and some that were never lost, but still just really bizarre over the years. I grew up just at the tail end of when McDonald's used to be a super fun and wasn't just an oversaturated, modernized fast food joint. Just before the generation that followed me started posting "Who's Grimace" on TikTok when they announced the birthday shake. And yeah, I would say I'm a pretty big fan of McDonald's lore, and this totally isn't just an excuse to start a transition to make more McDonald's lore content. So today, I've compiled a list of just 10 topics from McDonald's that have fallen between the cracks into lost media. So with that being said, sit back, relax, grab a snack, drink some water, order a McRib, stick around to the end of the video for information on a lost media Christmas charity, and get cozy, because today we're talking about just 10 pieces of lost McDonald's media. Number 10. Fire safety ads. Ah, the 80s. Who doesn't love this decade? I mean, there were so many great things like Cabbage Patch Kids and Ghostbusters and sitcoms. Remember all the great sitcoms? Remember Alf? Alf was my favorite. Anyways, during the 80s, McDonald's partnered with the sitcom called Valerie's Family, the Hogans, for a special episode that aired on October 5th, 1987 for Fire Prevention Week. I'm not going to go too much into the specifics about this sitcom, but the production for this season is absolutely wild to read about, especially regarding the titular main character. The episode called Burned Out featured the family experiencing a house fire when their aunt moves in. McDonald's had actually helped finance the episode as part of their sponsorship. In return, McDonald's PSAs would air exclusively alongside this episode. These PSAs, aired in commercial segments during the episode's first airing, never aired after that. Literally, they were only on air for a few minutes and never saw a release again, even despite the fact that the episode of Valerie's Family would go on to have several reruns. One of these PSAs has actually been found, and it featured this little disclaimer that you could get a brochure about fire safety if you wrote to one of their P.O. boxes. You know, I honestly wonder if I could still get a brochure these days, or if that's just completely gone. I'm sure it's completely done, but it would still be funny to do. Anyways, I actually couldn't find a specific number of how many PSAs were produced for this episode of Valerie's Family, although all the sources I found talking about it mentioned that there were multiple produced to air alongside it. And yeah, I get that. If there's like 2 or 3 commercial breaks, then it's safe to assume that there may have been 2 or 3 PSAs. One for each break, as to not overload the breaks and leave room for the advertisers. But that's just speculation though, no idea how many there are actually lost, but hey, at least one is found. Number 9. Yum Chums. So I had actually had the pleasure of talking about the Yum Chums in a video I did a while back from Lost Advertisements, so these guys aren't new to me by any means, and after 2 years, I'm still not really sure what kind of creatures these are. Here we have another set of McDonald's commercials. These ones are actually based in the UK and follow these little funky characters called Yum Chums who promoted healthy eating and an active lifestyle, 2 things that McDonald's wholeheartedly stands behind. These little critters lived inside the body of Ronald McDonald, not really sure how that fits into McDonald's lore, but alright, and would sing songs for the commercials that featured them. The Yum Chums commercials ran in 2004 and 2005, and have since fallen into the realm of obscurity that only the best McDonald's fans know about. At least that's the case here in the US, for all I know, these could have been like a smash hit in the UK. So there were 4 songs made for these commercials. 2 are found, 1 is partially found, and 1 is partially lost. And the 2 that aren't found are going to be the focus of this entry. Our 2 ads are 5 a day and drinking water. So the drinking water ad has only a brief clip of it found, the clip appearing in another ad, Too Many Treats. So I guess they just reused footage whenever they could. Kind of interesting to think about. They probably just recorded all the Yum Chums Ronald footage all in one session. The rest of the drinking water ad has yet to be found, but we have a general description of it where the Yum Chums are swimming around and start singing about water. The 5 a day ad actually has 2 versions, one that aired in 2004 and a shortened one that aired in 2005. Now, thankfully, most of it has since been found, since the 2005 ad is the one that was found. However, we're still missing some content from the 2004 version, including the very first verse of the song Our Beloved Yum Chums Sing. Also, apparently there's a different ending for the 2005 version, so that's pretty cool, I guess. Number 8. Archie Dancing. Hey, what a coincidence! I also talked about this one in my advertisement video. So before Ronald McDonald was the icon for the chain, there was another. Meet Archie. He's like an arch person or something, I don't know. He has those big golden arches in his torso, just look how happy he is. Now, unfortunately, Archie didn't last too long. He ran throughout the 60s and only appeared in one commercial. In 1963, McDonald's introduced Ronald McDonald, and the rest is history. So, Archie's one commercial. What was that all about? Well, we actually don't have a lot of information about it. We don't have any images, footage, a specific production date, or air date. The only thing we have is a general description of it from the oldest operating McDonald's. The oldest operating McDonald's has a plaque dedicated to our beloved Archie, which states, Archie was used on pop, delivery trucks, and packaging circa 1961. Archie McDonald appeared in McDonald's first television commercial, dancing around a McDonald's countertop circa 1963. He's still used on the prestigious Archie Award given to the top students at Hamburger University. So we know that this commercial had aired sometime around the same time that Ronald was launched as the mascot. It's entirely possible that Archie and Ronald were intended to play separate roles in establishing the McDonald's brand. However, the popularity of Ronald beat out Archie by a landslide. I mean, who doesn't love Ronald, right? In 2021, Discord user Shishigumi2 had reached out to a McDonald's representative inquiring about McDonald's potentially having this commercial in their archive. The response, much to the surprise of plenty, stated that McDonald's does not have a video library that contains copies of all McDonald's ads ever made. Thus, they could not provide a copy of the commercial. This means that a lot of lost media from McDonald's in general may not ever be recovered from the company themselves. And that alone is a devastating thought. Number 7. McJunior Club TV / Bob. We've got some forum lost media here, so buckle in because these are my favorite ones. McJunior Club TV is a Dutch Nickelodeon series that started in 2008 as a promotional stunt for their website, and boy, it is so strange that quite a few people think it's just a bit. And from an outsider perspective, I can understand why. I mean, this hardly looks like it's associated with McDonald's at all. Like, it's hard to wedge this into McDonald's lore at all. Each episode was 3 minutes long, aired on Nickelodeon, and had a total of 10 episodes before it ended. All 10 episodes are lost to this day. The show followed a McDonald's employee named Bob, and apparently the Nickelodeon website actually referred to the show as Bob as well. I'm not really sure why. There are a few screenshots of the website that had links to the episodes, and they were called Bob. Then the name of the episode, and right underneath them is the McJunior Club TV title, so why even call it something that needs to be specified as related to McDonald's? I don't know, maybe kids would remember Bob. It's easier. I can't really answer it because I've never seen it and probably never will. From what I understand, the reception to this wasn't very good. In fact, there's a lot of discussion calling it fake, calling it bad, etc. And when you look at the episode list, you start to wonder what the heck was going on in this show. Big fan of the titles, by the way. Big fan of Bob Christmas and Bob Star Wars. Oh, man, wait. And Bob Kung Fu Panda. Man, I actually would have loved to have seen this show found someday because I honestly wonder what this wonderful little creation that was at least 30 minutes worth of content that sparked this much discussion and debate to its existence. With very little things confirming that it even aired, minimal screenshots, broken websites, and with it being in a foreign language, things aren't looking too good for this case. Hopefully someday, though, we'll see it found, because I, for one, am Bob's biggest supporter, and I look forward to celebrating Bob Sinterklaas this year. Good lord, I probably butchered that. Regardless, though, 10 episodes, 3 minutes each, none of it has been found. Number 6. Happy Studio. Happy Studio was a flash game virtual world created by McDonald's in 2011 set in a theme park. Similar to other virtual worlds like Club Penguin or Animal Jam or my personal favorite Bin Weevils, Happy Studio was an interactive online game where you could socialize with other players, design your own character, play minigames, everything you did on Moshi Monsters in 2013. Quite frankly, I'm not sure how popular this game was, mainly because I didn't know about this until fellow Lost Media enthusiast EqualRep told me about this, and I decided to do my own digging into it. So thanks EqualRep, you rock. But yeah, this game had to have been pretty popular to have some sort of demographic, as it lasted a good 4 years, and like many popular virtual worlds back in the day, it has a current rewritten program to restart the game. You can find descriptions of the game online, some footage, screenshots, all kinds of stuff that shows how dedicated the fanbase was, and still is to this game. The game ended in September of 2015, the announcement being a month prior, likely a direct correlation to the playership being on a decline since 2014. Visiting the former site redirects to happymealapp.com, which gives you the most basic HTML code ever that simply reads, "This page is no longer active," and it really breaks my heart. 2 months later, McDonald's announced that they would be releasing an app version of it, although this is different from the former browser version. I can't imagine losing all my progress on a game and then it gets bumped over to iOS and Android and you gotta try all over again. In 2020, YouTuber Julify announced that they would be remaking the game and even managed to get some assets from a developer who had worked on the original game, which, wow, I'm surprised that happened because that literally never does. Regardless though, the original version of the game is still lost, but recovery and rewritten projects like what Julify does make things a little better for us all. And quite frankly, if it's getting us one step closer to finding this thing, I say, go wild. Number 5. Shrimp McBites promo material. The Shrimp McBites saga is absolutely bonkers. This is one of the strangest things to ever come from McDonald's history. Shrimp McBites were a limited time menu item that were only confirmed to be at 3 McDonald's locations, all in the state of Illinois. The menu item is literally never talked about. In fact, not many people have heard of it due to its limited run and reach. I'm not sure if it ever extended outside the state of Illinois, but it is possible. My main theory behind it is that this may have been a test run of the product exclusive to Illinois, mainly because McDonald's corporate headquarters is in Chicago. They may have been trying it out at a few test locations before making it a universal McDonald's product. It was supposedly discontinued a month after release, from March to April of 2013, which kind of lends itself to my theory, but let's move on from that. A Reddit post from u/Streetlander posted about seeing a promo and advertisement material for Shrimp McBites at their local McDonald's in 2013. They recall seeing a poster of a McDonald's building and have created a mock-up image of what it looks like, as well as a mock-up for its packaging, believe it or not. Another Reddit user, u/Brendan2000, was able to contact a representative about the Shrimp McBites, in which the representative confirmed that the meal was only available 2 separate towns in Illinois, a single location in Lombard and 2 in Wheaton. There's not too much known about Shrimp McBites, but our main takeaway here is that we have no idea what happened to our promo and advertisement material. It's pretty much guaranteed chance that any promos or ads they had at these locations got chucked in the trash. So unless someone just so happened to take a picture of these promotions, the advertisement material for Shrimp McBites is lost now, just completely. So yeah, Shrimp McBites, crazy, and I don't think we're ever going to see any promo material found from that, but you know, I like to humor myself. I like shrimp. Number 4, Shrek Forever After games. Shrek! 2023 is a big year for Shrek Lost Media. In fact, at the time of me writing this, Shrek I Feel Good animation demo just dropped this week, and my boy Shrek is on a roll. So here we have another Lost McDonald's game, this one being a promotional event for the movie Shrek Forever After, and it's pretty interesting. Each Happy Meal purchased during the run would have a redemption code that would be redeemed at mcdonalds.com/McNuggets. One of these prizes was a pack of minigames that the user could download and run on Flash. These Flash games were developed by none other than Activision. Going to the website now just results in your average 404 error, and with the Flash now continued, the only way to play these would be through an archived version of it. Only problem with searching for these is that there's literally almost no discussion of it online. Like, if you do research on it, you can find tons of stuff talking about all the toys, mainly because there's a bunch of collectors out there. But regarding the game pack, you only really find this Reddit post from u/.comprehensive979. who actually provides additional links from the research of the topic, so thanks Dot, very cool. I have to wonder how many of these codes were actually redeemed and how many players there were, because I don't see a lot of kids whose first instincts are to look inside the Happy Meal box unprompted. And I'm going to say unprompted because, quite frankly, I don't think parents knew too much about it, and I doubt the McDonald's workers said anything. They were probably on the same level as the parents were, so you really can't blame them. All in all, just a little pack of fun Flash games to add to the huge list of lost Flash games. So, yeah. Awesome. Thanks, Shrek. Number 3, McDonald's Game Comics. I love talking about fun games from childhood. Unfortunately, this wasn't part of my childhood because I was 6 feet deep in UB Funkies, but it could have been part of yours, if you lived in Thailand, at least. So this is a game that came from a CD and a McDonald's Happy Meal promotion exclusively in Thailand. As far as I know, this game dates back to 2009. It was basically just a bunch of things kids could do on the computer compiled into the game. There were little mini games, you could make digital postcards, and even had comics. Now, it should be worth noting that this game was actually a learning software. It had math games and vocab games on their main menu, so they were clearly marketing to a young audience, maybe around grade 2 or 3. There isn't a whole lot of information available about the game, aside from a few screenshots online and some users talking about their experiences. And I mean, that's to be expected when you deal with obscure foreign lost media, but yeah, exclusive to Thailand, was released sometime in 2009. That's all we've got, basically. There's no dumps of it online, so maybe if someone were to find a disc and dump it, then it'll be found media. There's tons of people on eBay selling old McDonald's CDs, so maybe this will pop up one day. I doubt it though, but I for one would like to keep myself optimistic about it, since it had an actual physical release, albeit region locked, which always helps in recovering these obscure pieces of lost media. Number 2. Tonite 60 Seconds Radio Ad. I think this is one of the most well-known cases of McDonald's lost media. If you don't know the character Tonite, he was absolutely the guy she tells you not to worry about. First introduced in the mid-80s, Tonite was this crescent moon-shaped head-having gentleman who would play the piano and sing his theme, Tonite. The song was a parody of the song Mac the Knife by Bobby Darin, and you know, honestly, Tonite pulled this parody off wonderfully, and more so, the commercial pretty much embodies the essence of programming from the 80s, so that's a plus. A video published by YouTube user Kalakala on October 25th, 2011. Doug James, the man who played Tonite, was recorded at the Mid-Ohio convention from a few days before the upload, in which a fan talks to him about Tonite. Doug Jones proceeds to reveal that there was a 60-second version of the song recorded that nobody remembers because it was actually played on the radio, as opposed to the 30-second TV commercial that we all know and love. Doug then performs it, so we know the lyrics and have his wonderful voice to go along with it. Unfortunately, we're looking for the full, actual radio recording, without the sounds of the convention and with the awesome backing track. It's been theorized that it aired as long as the commercial did, so we're looking for recordings from the mid to late 80s. So far, nothing has been found in this search, leaving us with only the 30-second ad and the convention performance by Doug Jones. Hopefully one day this recording is found, because I for one actually love this ad so much. So, let's give it the love it deserves and find this baby. Number 1. McDonald's Rap Against Graffiti. This one is actually super interesting, and I know this isn't a ranked list, but if it was, I would still put it number 1. In 1985, McDonald's ran a promotional contest called Rap Against Graffiti, which had people writing their own raps and mailing them in for a contest. The rap had to have been less than 2 minutes in length. It was created between McDonald's and We Care About New York Incorporated. Graffiti and other street crimes had become more and more abundant in the 80s and further into the 90s due to the growing crack epidemic. And believe me, New York was no different to the effects of this. So in 1985, the contest was run as a way to bring more attention to the issues on the streets of New York. And although it wasn't targeting the crack epidemic head on, it was at least addressing that New York was facing a serious graffiti problem. This placemat shows the little section where you'd write out your rap and your information and mail it in. The side has this blurb that I'm going to read to you, as well as the rules, which I've pretty much already gone over, so I'm not going to read that to you. Help us keep your city fresh. Enter a rap contest sponsored by McDonald's together with We Care About New York. Your rap should have a message that's whack to tag public buildings, trains, and monuments with spray paint or magic marker. The Fat Boys and another popular rap group, the Force MDs, will be the final judges. The winner gets his or her rap performed and recorded by a top rap group. The winner will also be introduced at the Roxy in a giant Break Against Graffiti rap attack. Be there and get some juice from the best known rap and break groups in the country. It's gonna be deaf. I love when corporations try to use slang. So the whole lost media aspect of this is that nobody actually knows who officially won. Keyword officially. There's no known recordings, there's no official statements or articles, nothing. However, Reddit user u/waxmuseums did research on this topic and found one Felix N. Cologne. An archived website of his claimed that he had won the McDonald's Rap Against Graffiti contest, thus beginning his foray into the music industry. There's no mention of this winning song if it had been recorded, and that's the first extent of information regarding this competition. Hopefully one day though, we'll have all the information about this, and maybe we'll even have the rap that helps inspire those to stop graffiti. And there we have it, 10 pieces of lost McDonald's media. I would just like to remind everyone that this was absolutely not a ranking by any means, just a list of 10 entries I found interesting. I was one of those kids who was obsessed with Happy Meal toys growing up, so talking about some of the stuff is actually pretty cool. Now, I would like to talk about some stuff, as mentioned earlier in the video. I would like to give people some more awareness to the community charity event being hosted by the Lost Media subreddit. So this year, r/Lost Media has partnered up with the One Simple Wish organization to help grant Christmas wishes for children in the foster care system. You can choose to grant a wish directly or donate any amount of money to the charity. And hey, I know the holidays are hard, so if you don't have anything to give now, you can always share the link around to get more people on board. So go to oneSimpleWish.org/giving/lostmedia to take a look and help grant some wishes today. The link should be in the description and in the pinned comment below. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry that this took a little bit longer to make, but you know, we got some other stuff coming. It's huge, so I needed more time. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and tell me what you think in the comments below. Maybe consider subscribing, it's free, and you can click that bell icon to be notified of the next upload. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. It's been a blast, and as always, I will see you all in the next video. Peace!